Hello crafters, this is Mona. We're going to make a wine bottle nutcracker lamp and a tile coaster. Let's get started. Okay, get your wine bottle, paintbrush, brush on the chalk paint. Any color is fine, it depends on what you like. I did 2 coats. I did not do it evenly. I am going to be putting some glitter on top of it, and you'll see that later on after I put the nutcrackers on. You'll be using some cling-on nutcrackers. Any brand, I guess, is okay. I had this a while back ago. I saved it, and I finally am using it. It's cling-ons. I'm brushing some Mod Podge on the area that I'm going to put the cling on. So there's the first nutcracker on one side. I pat it down, make sure that it's where I want it, and then I ended up putting the Mod Podge on top of it. And then on the opposite side of the bottle, I used another nutcracker, another color. Reposition where you need to do it before it dries. Put a coat of Mod Podge on and wait for this to dry up first. And then what I'm doing, I get a brush, put Mod Podge all around the nutcrackers in the solid area, and I sprinkled the glitter on top. And then once I did that, I carefully tried to outline the area where the edge of the sticker was so you didn't see the outline. So I'm just looking over the bottle to make sure that there's no spaces where there's no glitter on it. So if there are empty spaces where the glitter is, I'm just dabbing more Mod Podge on and putting the glitter. And then what I do is I just kind of pounce the bottle on the parchment paper, and then I wipe the areas. If it got onto the nutcracker, I wipe the area of the nutcracker. Make sure when you're applying the glitter that you make sure in the very beginning that the Mod Podge was already dried on top of the nutcracker. Then you can begin. This is the LED cork that I use from Amazon. It comes in a pack. I'm just untwisting it right now. I left the lights on so you can see how bright the lights are. And you just put it through the bottle. You'll see that there is red raffia around this bottle, but I ended up taking that off. I didn't like it. It looked very sloppy. So here is the ribbon I actually used for that area. The ribbon is from Joann's, and I just used my Gorilla hot glue gun. I must have changed that ribbon 3 times because I wasn't really happy, and this is the final result. And then I ended up using a corded metallic cord for the top and the bottom, as you see in the picture, and I kept wrapping it around and around. You'll see a view of the top. I just wanted to clean that area up a little bit because it didn't look finished. So keep going around and around, and make sure you don't overdo it on the hot glue because it looks very messy when the glue is all over and seeping through the cord, and very hard to get off after it's already dried to make it look nice. So I try not to use too much glue in that area, but again, I'm also trying to make sure that the top of the wine bottle looks finished. Now to finish the bottom, I also added that metallic cord. I wrapped it around 3 times. I didn't want to make it too thick on that bottom. And I also made sure that when the lampshade is covered, that all of that is covered too. So you'll just see a black lampshade and you'll just see the nutcracker. But when you take the lampshade off, at least the bottle looks nice. You see? When you're done after glittering the whole entire bottle, I forgot to mention that I must have put at least 4 or 5 coats of clear coat satin finish on the bottle because I didn't want any of the glitter to fall off. I think this project turned out great. I like it. I hope you do too. I think it looks better with the black lampshade. Originally, I didn't have that. and I'm glad I changed it. Now to DIY number 2, which will be the tiles that I got from Home Depot, and I made them into coasters. The water slide paper is from Amazon, and I have only a inkjet printer. So this paper is only for inkjet. I think they do have one for laser. This is the clear coat that I sprayed on top of the water slide after I printed. I ended up putting 3 coats on, and I believe that's what they recommend. And you wait in between 30 minutes, and you spray again until it's dry. And what it does, it's just like it says, it's water slide. You soak it in water, I think it's 20 or 30 seconds, and you put it on your tile. Make sure you position where you want it, and then you're going to use a paper towel to get off the excess water, but very carefully. And then you're going to dry it overnight, or you can actually put it in the oven, as the directions say. And then when that happened, I ended up the next day putting Mod Podge. Again, the same thing I did with the Nutcracker wine bottle. I made sure that I went around the design to cover the edge of the decal. Here is the glitter that I used. Same glitter that I used for the Nutcracker. I did not use that one because that glitter is too chunky, and I ended up not using that particular design for the video. I thought it was going to be okay because I was going to do 2 in that thicker glitter and the other ones in the finer one, but I didn't end up liking this one. Whatever design you like that you look up on the internet that's copyright free, there's a lot, and just pick out what you like and go for those designs or those looks and make yourself some coasters. These tiles can be bought at Home Depot, and it was 11 cents a tile, which is so cheap. So all you need is the water slides and whatever you need to print out from your printer, and go for it, because it's fairly easy, fairly simple. You just have to buy the cork that goes in the back of it, because when you use these for coasters, you don't want these tiles to scratch your furniture. So I put adhesive cork in the back. So all these other videos that are going to be playing for you is just all the patterns that I Mod Podged and put the glitter on top. I took a look at them, and wherever there was empty spaces of glitter, I just applied more Mod Podge where it was needed, and I added more glitter. And you really do need to wait until all this has dried. And when I ended up putting the spray on, I did make sure that I didn't have any empty spaces on the glitter. I'm just telling you guys just to make sure, because then it looks a lot neater. So go outside and spray a light coat of satin gloss or whatever coating you like. I particularly like the semi-gloss one. I think it looks nice. So when you have a round edge like this on one of the patterns, I just made sure that I got fairly close over to the circle area and then applied the glitter. And then tap it on the table. Here are the 4 coasters, including the one that I told you I did not show in the beginning of the video. And once they dried, really dried, I put a coat of Mod Podge on the top. So you're going to do this with all the tiles that are dried. Do the same technique. Apply the Mod Podge, and what I did is some of it I did very thick, and then I went back and I smoothed everything out, and I worked on the next one. And after you finished all of those, I wanted to clean up the edges, so I ended up using a permanent black marker around the edges instead of leaving them white. And that marker is actually from Walmart. I got a little bit on the front. So what I did is I used some acetone nail polish remover, and it came off fairly easy. I thought since the lampshade was black that I would make the edges on this one black. I kind of wanted to have it all coordinated, and I didn't exactly know what I was going to use. And after this, I sprayed it again with clear coat semi-gloss. I sprayed it once all around, on the top as well, waited for it to dry. I went back outside and sprayed it again. When you clean these, make sure you do not put them in the dishwasher. Make sure that you just hand wash them, wipe them down, etc. There's other ways that you can make these coasters, and I was going to do the whole thing with resin and do something else, but because of time and I want to get this video out, I did not do that. So I was thinking of another way of making sure that I can complete this project, and that's why I used that permanent marker. I also was going to use some clear nail polish to put on the edge, but I just decided, why don't I just spray the whole thing with the semi-gloss spray paint. Now you'll see that when you're doing the back, I needed to cover about a 1/4 inch of the back of the tile with black permanent marker, because the adhesive cork that I got, it's not big enough for that tile. So take all of your Nutcracker tiles that you made and apply the permanent marker on the edge, and there's the Amazon cork adhesive. Even though there's adhesive at the backing of these corks, I didn't want to take a chance and have that cork lift. And because I use Gorilla Glue, I put it all around the edge, and then I rechecked it again, and if the edges were coming off, I reapplied the Gorilla Glue on it. And that's it. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, can you please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for next week's DIY gifts that I'll be making. Aloha.